Hey guys, welcome back to T-Bones Tech. In this video, we are going to be comparing the Canon SL2 against the Canon EOS M50. Both of these cameras share the exact same 24 megapixel APS-C size sensor, which it seems like Canon is putting in every single camera now. But the EOS M50 is a mirrorless camera, and of course that means it doesn't have a mirror. So instead it actually has an OLED viewfinder. OLED viewfinders are great. You can actually look down the viewfinder while recording video with a mirrorless camera, and of course you can't do that with a DSLR because to record video the mirror flips out of the way and the sensor is exposed, and when the mirror is flipped up of course you can't see down it. And that means when it comes to video, the edge is always going to be given to mirrorless cameras. I really like the ability to record video while looking down the viewfinder because I can hold the camera tight right up to my eye, and then I can be the monopod. Unfortunately with a DSLR, you have to hold the camera like this and you just can't get the same amount of stabilization as you can with a mirrorless camera. Like I mentioned earlier, both these cameras have Canon's 24 megapixel APS-C size sensor, but they do have different image processors. The SL2 has Canon's Digic 7 image processor, and the M50 has Canon's Digic 8 image processor. Both of these image processors are very similar, but the big difference with the Digic 8 is it brings 4K to the EOS M50. As far as pricing goes, the SL2 cost $550, and the EOS M50 cost $780. These prices are probably going to change, so for current pricing and availability, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to both these cameras on Amazon that'll give you the most current and up-to-date price. The SL2 has an EF mount. That means that you can mount both EFS and EF lenses. Now the EOS M50 on the other hand has an M mount, and you're very limited to what lenses that Canon produces for the M mount series. However, you can buy this lens adapter which will allow you to put any EF or EFS lens onto your EOS M50. This adapter costs about $100 on Amazon. I will leave a link in the description down below to this if you guys are interested in picking that up. Because of the very limited selection of lenses found on the EOS M50, I highly recommend picking up a lens adapter. As far as battery life goes, the SL2 has a battery life of 650 shots, and the EOS M50 has a battery life of 235 shots. There are two reasons why the EOS M50 has much worse battery life than the SL2. The first being it has a much smaller battery. The second reason is when you're looking down the mirror of a Canon SL2, you're of course looking down the mirror, but when you're looking down the viewfinder of the EOS M50, you're actually looking down a screen, and this camera has to power that screen. So for that reason, we're getting considerably better life on the SL2 than the EOS M50. The SL2 and the M50 have ISO ranges from ISO 100 all the way to ISO 25600. And even though the EOS M50 does have a better image processor, they basically have the exact same ISO performance. The bump in that Digic 8 image processor is mostly going to be used towards shooting 4K, not so much ISO performance. The M50 has focus peaking, and that's extremely helpful when shooting video or when you're taking pictures looking through the viewfinder and manually focusing. The SL2 does not have focus peaking, and because of that, it's harder to manually focus on it. Sticking with this video theme, the SL2 can shoot 1080p video at 60 frames a second, and the EOS M50 can also shoot 1080p video at 60 frames per second. It can also do slow motion video at 120 frames per second. But the EOS M50 can also shoot 4K at 24 frames a second. And that 4K video is only just okay because it suffers from massive rolling shutter. And basically, fast-moving shots are going to be completely unusable in 4K with this camera. But I think we're going to dive deeper into that in another video. The M50 weighs 484 grams, and the SL2 weighs 668 grams. Both these cameras are equipped with Canon's dual pixel AF, which are great for shooting video, but unfortunately it is disabled when shooting 4K on the SL2. The M50 can shoot 10 frames a second, which is great for sports and action photography. The EOS SL2 unfortunately can only shoot 5 frames a second. They also both have a 3.5mm microphone input, so you can plug a shotgun microphone onto both these cameras to record higher quality audio. They also both have stereo microphones, which are going to give you pretty decent audio right out of the box. The M50 has built-in sensor stabilization, which allows the camera to get even more stable pictures which makes the M50 more stable than the SL2, which unfortunately does not have built-in image stabilization. Both of these cameras have Wi-Fi and NFC. That means that you can use Canon's Camera Connect app to connect these two cameras to any smartphone. From there, you can use your phone as a remote control, and you can also send and download pictures and video to your smartphone right from these cameras. As far as autofocusing for photography, both these cameras are kind of neck and neck. DSLRs tend to outperform mirrorless cameras when it comes to looking down the viewfinder, and that's just because these systems have been around a lot longer than mirrorless cameras, but they're basically both neck and neck. The buttons are very small on both these cameras. I feel like the grip on the SL2 fits my hand just a little bit better. It's a little bit deeper and it feels pretty good in the hand, where the EOS M50 unfortunately really doesn't have a big grip at all, and it makes using this camera a little bit harder. The SL2 and the M50 are both great cameras. I'd say if most of what you're planning on doing is taking pictures, I'd pick up the SL2. It's considerably cheaper and the image quality is about the same as the EOS M50. But if you're mostly shooting video, I'd say go ahead and get the EOS M50. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up down below, and of course make sure to hit that subscribe button and then be notified when I release new videos to this YouTube channel. Again, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will catch you all in the next one.